Shamwari Game Reserve, home to one of the most diverse wildlife populations in southern Africa. This reserve stretches over 60,000 acres of pristine wilderness and rehabilitated farmlands. This unique landscape is teeming with life. Large herds of herbivores gather over vast plains as predators lurk in the shadows in search of their next meal. From the biggest mammal to the smallest primate, every species plays a vital role in their shared habitat. It takes a colossal team effort between vets, ecologists, and wildlife managers to sustain this diverse ecosystem for future generations. Shamwari is truly a conservation success story.
On a game reserve like Shamwari, we need to know exactly what is going on at any moment in time. We need to maintain the balances between the herbivores and the vegetation, as well as the predators and their prey species. And in order to do this, we need to monitor very, very intensely.
In order to sustain this ecosystem, it needs to be managed. But these animals are wild, and that makes them unpredictable and sometimes dangerous. Every day at Shamwari is a new challenge. You never know what to expect.
Follow this team of dedicated conservationists behind the scenes as they battle the odds to conserve this vanishing way of life.
Balega, balega, balega!
The interesting thing working at Shamwari is that you find that you get animals that become close to your heart. Characteristic animals, and none more so than Sandile the leopard. She just became part of the family. She became an animal that, in a way, is one in a million. Leopards are elusive by nature, yet she's very relaxed. She's habituated to the vehicles, and for some other reason, we established a bond. And that bond came from her, not from me. And it's just something that's grown over time, and she's certainly a very, very special member of the Shamwari family.
John's relationship with Sandile, it's an amazing relationship. It's so unique, and it just one in a million. You'd never ever find anything like that in the bush, especially with a leopard. And the wonderful thing about their relationship is that she actually chose him. It's an unconditional relationship. There's so much love, and it's an incredibly emotional relationship. John came home one day after tracking Sandile with this glint in his eye and really excited. And I said, what's going on here? What happened out there? And he said, you won't believe what she did. He'd been tracking her, and she had double-backed on him, which is a bit scary if I think about it now. And she brushed against him as if to say, hello, I'm here. And I think that just blew him out the water. It was amazing.
Out on the reserve, John O'Brien notices that Sandile does not look well and immediately notifies Johan.
I just had a call from John that one of our older female leopards, it seems she's quite sick. She doesn't really eat, and he believes she's dehydrated. She's quite a relaxed leopard, quite important for our leopard conservation program, so we're actually very concerned about it. John already located her. He's actually with her. So the idea is that we would drive in, dart it, and John would just drive out before we do it, because she knows him quite well, and I don't want her to get nervous of John, because he's the only guy that can work with her.
I could clearly see there was something wrong. She's not herself. I'm not sure what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but it's definitely something worthwhile bringing to the attention of Johan.
She's coming our way.
Just get in the vehicle quietly and we see whether we can shoot out of the window. Close. She'll be in this thicket now, and but fortunately she's got a radio transmitter on. So I think we give it about 5 minutes and then we track her and see what we can find her. John, do you copy, John?
Darting leopard's the easy part. The difficult part is actually finding it in this thick bush, even though we have the tracking systems available to us. Every time you dart an animal, you're always under pressure time-wise to locate the animal, and none more so than now, whereby we actually want to find her and get her back to the hospital without having to give her more drugs. Initially, I doubted the decision to dart Sandile. However, having seen her now, I think she's actually worse. We need to get a drip into her even before we get her to hospital, and then get her there so we can have a proper, full examination as soon as possible.
I'm not sure what the cause of Sandile's condition is. Blood analysis might help us. Thus, I'm taking a couple of blood samples. You can see if you pick up the skin like this, she is actually quite dehydrated. The skin should go flat straight away.
I've dealt with animals for long enough to realize that when you think there's a problem, there is a problem. And failure is really just, it's not an option for Sandile today.
We put the drips up that it starts running in as we're driving. The only problem is we can't keep the drips in when she's awake, so as long as the drips are running in, we have to keep her sedated. See, the teeth are worn, but they're still there, eh? She's losing weight and she's dehydrated, eh?
I mean, she had a kill and she just didn't eat.
You know, they get like a gastroenteritis when they get kidney failure. You can hear the liquid, yeah. Sandile's got a fast heartbeat. Quite worried about her condition. We're not very well equipped to do laboratory work on site, but we have a basic blood urea nitrogen test that we can do that will give us some indication of a kidney function while we're waiting for the blood results to come back. Blood almost look very, very anemic, watery.
Again, kidneys, eh?
In a chronic kidney disease, you get anemia as well. Okay, we're just trying to see if we can find a reason why it's anemic. Some internal blood parasites give that, and the fact that we suspect a chronic kidney disease might be the cause of it. We'll have to see what the blood counts say, but to me it almost looked like no white blood cells, not like whatsoever. Meaning like neutropenia, that the body is not forming white blood cells. But I think let's wait for the proper blood count when we get that from the lab. We'll keep her sedated for quite some time and wait till that run in. Later today we'll get the results of the blood tests and then we'll see how we go with the treatment after that. But for the moment it's a little bit of wait and see while the drips go in.
Shamwari's Animal Rehabilitation Centre takes care of orphaned and injured animals, aiming to return them back to the wild. Vet nurse Megan Sinclair is in charge of the centre, and today she has a problem of her own.
Part of my job as a vet nurse at Shamwari is to look after some of the orphaned animals that come in. So today we are going to have a look at a kudu named George who has very bad diarrhea. I'm wanting to bring him down to the hospital so that we can monitor his condition a bit closer so that we're able to then treat him and get him back out into the wild. So I think if we can go in there, just be aware of the other animals. I'll try to keep them out the way and then just carry him down to the hospital. Okay. I think the best plan would be is to let these two out. Hey? Just bus walk. Hey? Come, Zeus. Move. Come, boy. Move. You guys come up. Come up, come up, come. Dory, they gone. You stay there. George. Latando, let him come past you there. Okay, now close the gap. Mana, close the gap. You grab him, Latando. Everyone will come and help. Okay, grab him. Okay, go help Latando. Come in. You in. Just, come. No, go that way. The zebra is quite upset that we are moving George away from him. And from the first day that Zeus arrived, we put George together with him, and they have quite a strong bond. Okay, come guys, come. Jy moet pas op. Julle, kan jy nie support him? That's it, let's go. When working with wild animals, you need to be careful that they don't injure themselves as well as the people working with them. So it is very important to support their head and their legs while you are carrying them. Fine? He won't hurt you. I promise he won't hurt you. Okay, you can go out. Thank you so much. Whew. Hey, my boy. It's alright. Hey, it's alright. It's me. It's alright. Come, Georgie. It's alright, eh? He's a good boy. Shame, a very stressful move for him, but I really think it's necessary with the state that he's in. So we'll just leave him to calm down and come and feed him a bit later. He's a good boy.
After a long and stressful night, Sandile's blood tests are back.
The blood tests are back, but they don't show anything specific wrong with Sandile. Certainly nothing that would have caused her to be the way she is at the moment. In a way, it's good news, but then there's also worry because we don't know what the problem is. Obviously, what we're going to have to do is really follow up and monitor her closely over the next period of time. Sandile's been rehydrated. She's looking much better. And at the end, we couldn't really find anything that was really disturbing and worrying to us, other than the fact that she really wasn't looking good. So, time to release her. And when you do something like this, you also got to make sure that the lions are nowhere nearby, because there'll still be a little bit of effect from the drugs. And then hopefully she can just go into the bush and settle down and start relaxing and getting back to her normal life. The scary part about all this is that, although Sandile is a very relaxed leopard, she's still been in the crate. She's obviously a little bit nervous, frightened, and you never know how she's going to react when you open the crate. So it's always a little bit scary when you're standing on top of a crate and opening it for a leopard. I wanted to run just for a few meters so we can actually see how she's running, but then also give a bush that she can get in and hide in the thickets by the river, and this seems to be the perfect environment.
I know John's been really concerned and worried about his girl, and I call her his girl because she really is his girl. But seeing her released today has given us so much hope, and hopefully she just goes from strength to strength.
Here goes. Nice and quick, eh? Alright, I think that went well. She ran off straight into the bush like we anticipated. She looked alright, still a little bit under the influence of the drug, so what we'll do is she's in a nice safe place, there's no predators around, and we're going to quietly move off.
Back at the rehabilitation centre, vet nurse Megan is faced with yet another problem.
Since we moved George down to the hospital, Zeus has become quite depressed. So I'm wanting to spend a bit more time with him. So I'm giving him and the impala some time to go and run around outside. Zebras are very social animals. They like to always be on top of each other, biting, kicking, playing, running around. So Zeus needs to have part of this during his daily activities.
Go run. Yeah. Don't kick at me. Go. You're not gonna run.
Sometimes you get quite carried away playing with the animals that you forget to look where you're walking yourself.
Come on, boy, go.
And accidents do happen.
You're doing a good run.
It looks like Zeus has made another good friend, which is a really good sign.
Come on. What you up to? Hey? What you up to? You having fun? Hey? Zeus, where are you going?
Zeus and George still have a really strong bond, and straight away Zeus ran down and found George in the outside enclosure. And you can really see how much they miss each other. Animal behavior is quite interesting because as soon as the impala approached Zeus and George at the enclosure, Zeus chased her away. It just shows that he is really jealous and protective of George.
Come on, Zeus, time to go home. Come on.
Zeus doesn't always enjoy it when I have to put him back into the enclosure. But unfortunately, he can't stay with George as we are still treating him, but hopefully we'll find him a new friend soon.
Black rhino are notorious for being aggressive. These animals often fight amongst themselves to assert their territorial dominance. They can seriously wound each other with their massive horns, and in some cases, injuries can be fatal. At the rehabilitation center, a female black rhino is recovering after being injured by a dominant male. She was stabbed in both her hind legs and had to be brought in and treated for her wounds. While in recovery, veterinarian Johan Hubert realized she was pregnant, and eventually she gave birth to a healthy calf. After a long and intensive treatment, the mother and calf are ready to go back into the wild.
Today we are releasing our black rhino cow and calf. The calf only knows the inside of the boma. She does not know what a natural environment is going to look like, so I'm very curious to see what's going to happen out there. I'm quite nervous about darting this cow and calf. We have to do it separately. We have to keep the calf away from the mother, otherwise the mother might injure her in the crate. The only problem is I've got no idea how the calf is going to react once the mother is taken away.
Working with black rhino can be very dangerous. They're very aggressive animals, especially working with a mother and a calf. So being in charge of the ground crew, you've got to be very aware of the different situations that you can get yourself into.
But we're going to do the normal way. We're going to dart it, and then we're going to use the flags to try and get the mother here into the crate. But if she comes in, the calf stays, you close it, right? Okay, sir.
Rhino are very responsive to noise. They've got very good hearing. So we will try and lure it into the crate hopefully get it in, close the door, and then we can load it up onto the truck. Everything has gone successfully with the female. She's in the crate. Now we have to speed things up a little bit and get the calf into the crate as soon as possible before she starts stressing too much.
On the main reserve, alarming calls like this will definitely attract lions.
It's yours?
Right, so we load it. Okay, John, you might as well stay there, then you can comfort it. That's just the antidote to wake it up. Okay, close.
Loading on the crates is a very dangerous job. We're working with 2 tons, so we've got to be very careful and precise on how and where we position the crate on the truck.
We are moving our black rhino now from the Bomas to the main reserve. It is very important that we release them in an area with very little or no lion activity. While traveling, it's quite hot and we have to monitor the animal quite closely that it don't overheat or that it don't stop breathing.
One of the most challenging parts of transticating big game is the release. Especially working with black rhino, they can be very unpredictable. One, two, three. Okay. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'll say.
Unfortunately, the rhino metabolized the anesthetic a bit quicker than I expected. She's on her feet and I need to get her anesthetized again.
Obviously, we're going to want to follow her progress, especially with the calf after release. So we're just putting on a foot collar here. It's specifically designed for rhino foot collar.
The fact that the calf is born in captivity makes his behavior very unpredictable once it's been released in the main reserve. For this reason, we have to monitor them.
So nog 'n paar meter.
The plan is to revive these animals as close together as possible. Hopefully, the calf will wake up, walk to the mother get awake, and together they walk into the bush.
I need to wait for you on to get back to the safety of the vehicle. And once I open the crate, it's basically it's every man for himself. Let's have an escape plane down towards the river, right? On the road. Okay, well, it was a job not very well done. Hopefully the calf and the cow will get together, which should happen.
In spite of the team's best efforts, the worst-case scenario has unfolded. The mother and calf have split up. This is a huge concern, as the calf cannot survive on its own. They have to be found and reunited as soon as possible. Next time on Shamwari Untamed, the team struggle to find the black rhino calf.
This is becoming quite a desperate situation.
Sandile has to undergo emergency surgery.
Something's very, very abnormal here.
On my way to grade 5 jackal pups.
You know what to do.
Some furry friends arrive at the rehabilitation centre.
Hey, you're going to have to call you Guts.
And the anti-poaching team put their skills to the test.
We'll catch them, for sure.
Coming up on Shamwari Untamed, the team struggle to find the black rhino calf.
This is becoming quite a desperate situation.
Sandile has to undergo emergency surgery.
Something's very, very abnormal here.
On my way to grade 5 jackal pups.
Some furry friends arrive at the rehabilitation centre.
Hey, you're going to have to call you Guts.
And the anti-poaching team put their skills to the test.
We'll catch them, for sure.
A few months ago, a female black rhino was stabbed by an aggressive male and brought to the Animal Rehabilitation Centre to undergo treatment. Johan soon realised she was pregnant, but unfortunately, due to the lengthy recovery time, the calf was born in captivity. Yesterday, the mother and calf were released onto the reserve, but worst-case scenario happened, and the two immediately split up. The wildlife team is now in a race against time. The calf is in serious danger. It has no experience in dealing with predators. After a full day of fruitless searching, the team has come up with a new plan.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go to a high point and see if we can pick up on the signal again. Nice little vantage point, bit of height. And we got a signal. Faint, but we got a signal. Okay, this area is going to be quite tricky because it's dense. I mean, all she has to do is be 20 meters into the bush and we won't get a view of her if we're getting closer. It's imperative that the calf and the mother join together soon. The calf won't last for more than 4 days without milk. I've got a feeling this is as close as we can get because there's 2 hours left here. Alright, she's very close. I'm way off signal. She's probably no more than, say, 50 meters from us. But this bush is just too thick to see anything in. And the only way to see is to either going on foot or get a helicopter. Going into this dense thicket with a black rhino and calf is just too dangerous. We're going to have to get a helicopter and have a look, see what's going on from the air. This helicopter is really our last resort. If we don't find it now, I really don't know what we're going to do.
That's her, right there.
We found the mother, but unfortunately the calf wasn't with her. Even with the helicopter, we could not find the calf in this dense terrain. We're really starting to run out of time now.
While the search for the rhino calf continues, vet nurse Megan is on her way to fetch some new additions to the rehabilitation centre.
I'm on my way to Craddock to go and fetch 5 jackal puppies. A lady phoned me yesterday to say that the mother was killed and she's now left with these 5 jackal puppies. There are a lot of farms in the surrounding areas where farmers will kill the jackal that catch their livestock. Sometimes there are orphan puppies that are left behind, and we will get phone calls from the neighbouring farms to then take on these puppies and hand raise them. Hi, Cassie. Hi, Megan.
Nice to meet
And you. Thank you so much for coming all this way.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So how are the little monsters doing?
Oh, they're doing well. They're doing well. They've started suckling quite nicely.
Oh, hello, guys.
They're just barely open, though. They're such
Oh, they're gorgeous. Thank you so much for contacting us. Hey, well done for looking after them.
Absolutely.
When I saw the jackal pups for the first time, I was really glad to see that they were in good health. So I'm really excited to have them in the rehab centre. Very exciting adventure ahead of us. I think we're going to have our hands full with these 5 monsters, but something I'm actually really looking forward to doing. So yeah, another 2 hours drive and then we'll be back at Shamwari. After this long trip, I'm sure these jackal pups are starving. They're still going to have to be on milk for quite a long time as they're only 2 weeks old. But yeah, let's see if they feed. So we'll give it a try and see if they will suckle. I'm not 100% sure. They have been on a different milk, so they might not like the taste of this milk, but I'm hoping because they're hungry enough, they might suckle. Sometimes you just have to play around with the teats to get the correct one. And also I found, especially with kittens and puppies, if you use a syringe to feed them rather than a bottle, it actually is easier. There's no textbook answer as to how to feed jackal pups, so I decided to try the syringe first. The milk formula that we're using is actually for puppies, obviously because a jackal is very similar to a dog's, which has got all the correct calcium levels and protein levels needed for a puppy. So part of the responsibilities and jobs of being a mother is you've got to make sure that your babies go to the toilet. So we're just trying to stimulate to make sure that after a feed, they do go to the toilet. The mother jackal would normally lick them to cause them to go to the toilet. I've got to now figure out who to do, hey? Yo, this looks like a fatty. Hello. Ooh, this one's thirsty. So joys of being a mother is that we have to feed them quite frequently, so roughly every 2 hours. Okay. Wow. Hey. You know what to do. Sure. Hey, you're going to have to call you Guts. It's difficult to identify which jackal pup is who, as they all look exactly the same. 400 grams. So I used a blue antiseptic spray to mark each ones after I had fed them. I also weighed each individual puppy so that I could find out the exact weight so that we could track their progress as well as know how much to feed them. Yeah. Oh, my love, I'm sorry. Okay, we're going to put you. The lady that gave them to us is very kind enough to donate the cat bed too. So they've still got some homely touches and feels and smells. Hey guys.
It has been 3 days since the black rhino mother and calf have split up. And in spite of the team's best efforts, the search has come to a tipping point.
The cow moved into very dense terrain, which makes the search very difficult. I'm not very positive that we're going to find the calf, but we have to try once more before it's too late. We do have a radio transmitter fitted to the foot of the female. And the best we can do now is try and track the female again and see if she didn't perhaps pick up the calf.
Okay, we've got a signal of the female. Let's just get closer into the area and then try and pinpoint it. By the sounds of things, she's somewhere in this block to our left, Jim. But it's all good and well looking for her. We need to know where the calf is. We're within 100 meters of her. You're on here to my right. I don't know if you want to hug the bush line and head towards the sun. I'll go in a bit more.
Okay, copy.
So we need to just get in a little bit further here, but it's just too dense. You're still to the right, eh?
Okay, confirm to my right as well, eh?
Yeah, I'm going to go on the outside.
Okay, copy that.
Being a black rhino, you're always expecting to see them right in this thick thicket, and you actually forget to look in the open, but every now and then they surprise you.
This is becoming quite a desperate situation because it's getting late now, not long before the sun is down, and then it's another long night.
They're very, very close.
The female is in this thicket. Obviously, we still don't know whether the calf is with her.
Sounds like she's moving. Because every time I think I get to exactly where she is, it's a little bit different.
John, I don't think we're going to find it, shall we meet there on the access road?
I'll just do one last check and then meet up with you. You know, there's a couple of things. One, she hasn't been able to drink and feed from her mother. And two, there's been lions in the area as well. So, do you see that? Wait. I didn't see the female, but I saw a calf. There we go. You can just see the backside of the calf. In fact, she's actually facing us. There we go. Beautiful, eh? Beautiful. Seeing them together is such a relief. I should probably put John out of his misery and give him the good news.
Yeah, John. I can't believe this, eh?
No, look, it was bloody, it was very, very quick, but enough to see both of them both healthy.
You sure it's the right rhino?
I'm sure.
Show you sometimes, the nature sort itself out.
The problem was I thought she just wasn't interested.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's what she looked like. Most probably the calf did find her. Yeah. What good news, eh? That's unbelievable, eh?
I think it's beer time.
With rhino populations under severe threat, these majestic animals not only need protection from other rhinos, but more importantly, from humans.
Rhino poaching is real, and it's a big problem in South Africa. Shamwari is a 25,000 hectare private game reserve where rhino roam freely. We have a proactive approach in the way we deploy our anti-poaching scouts, and that is the way we've been successful in the past. On foot, sleeping in the bush, listening, looking, and preventing poachers from coming into the property in the first place. We've been poaching free for about 1,500 nights, so the guys don't see a lot of action. But they need to be ready at all times, and that's why we continuously train them in weapons and in tactics. Today the anti-poaching unit are going to do an exercise in simulating a parameter breach. The poachers will be a two-man team led by Sergeant Gavin Harnick. And the response team will be led by Corporal Lubabalo. It's going to be very interesting to see whether they're going to pick up the poachers in this exercise. Gavin and Raymond will be entering the reserve from an undisclosed position to make the exercise as authentic as possible. As soon as the poachers are in, the APU are notified and they put their plan into action.
In the last 5 minutes, we got a message from one of our guys that they suspect there might be poachers inside. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put 2 guys there on the Ridge Valley side, on that ridge there, and then I'm going to put 2 guys also on the foot patrol. Also, I'm going to ask the guys with the quadrants patrolling around, and then we're going to communicate all the time. We'll catch them, for sure.
Lubabalo's got a good plan. He's got his team to sweep areas and then quickly move on to cover more ground efficiently and effectively. Lubabalo has cleverly positioned himself on a vantage point from where he can see his ground forces, and he can then systematically cover ground and flush out the poachers. Anti-poaching scouts on foot patrol has the best chance to arrest poachers. They will look for tracks, they will look at broken branches, any kind of thing that indicate that there's human activity in the bush.
Sierra 4, Sierra 4 for Sierra 7. I'm just scanning the hilltops.
They might come through from Hidden Gate.
Okay.
So I want you to go that side and then communicate with the guys that are on the quad.
No problem. We head straight. We cut up. Follow the thicket line there. All right, let's go. Get down. Vehicle stopped. Binocs. I only see one person.
I think I saw these poachers there at the bottom of the camp. These guys, camp beside.
Lubabalo spotted the poachers, so his strategy to stay at the vantage point paid off, but it's far from over.
Close. I know they're gonna try to go that way, on that tickets there.
I said let's leopard crawl through down that pathway.
He now has to keep a lock on them, because they can easily disappear from his sight. Lubabalo now needs to stay focused, stay in his position on the vantage point, because now the ground forces are actually going to need his guidance the most.
Got your views coming now.
Machita, babambile, Tito. Get on your back. Get on your knees.
I'm very chuffed with the guys. I'm very proud of them. They did well today. They arrested the poachers.
Well done, you guys aren't too bad. Next time, catch us when we come in.
We need to go and debrief and look at what we've done right and what we've done wrong, and even better on this in the future.
A few weeks ago, Sandila, a very special leopard, fell ill. She was brought to the Animal Rehabilitation Center for treatment, but after rehydrating her and with no significant abnormalities in the blood results, she was released back onto the reserve.
John's relationship with Sandile, it's an amazing relationship. It's so unique, and it just one in a million. You'd never ever find anything like that in the bush, especially with a leopard. And the wonderful thing about their relationship is that she actually chose him.
I've been monitoring Sandile closely just to see how she's doing, but unfortunately her condition has deteriorated. So we darted her this morning and brought her to the hospital for you to have another look at her.
The biggest concern is that we do not know what's wrong with Sandile, but what I do know is that she's not eating. First, I'm going to check that there's no obstruction in the throat. I want to try and see as deep as possible inside, and I want to see if I can fit something into a trachea. Okay, go John, let go. Does the lungs blow up or not? Yeah. Just give me I'm using a longer pop to get to the stomach to ensure that there's no blockage. See, that's the stomach now. So it's open. You know, there is the distance to the stomach. That's the one positive, because if there's a blockage like here, it's very difficult to open it because they can't breathe if you open it. Now that I know that there's no obstruction in the throat, there's nothing else I can do but to operate her. Hopefully Sandile is strong enough to survive this operation. Because
Are you happy with this heater underneath her because it's warming the tail?
I've got conflicting emotions at the moment. On the one side, I think of Sandile as a free spirit, and we should maybe let things be. But on the other side, you know, if she can be helped, it's something that would be very special to me, and hopefully it'll be something that can extend her life in such a way that it has a positive impact on her.
I'm going to look for any obstruction in her stomach, intestines, or anything else that might be the cause of her not eating. John, what you can bring me is that soap. The problem is if we find nothing inside, then what do we do then, you know?
This is the moment of truth, and I think the best thing to do is just to leave it in fate's hands.
Johan has asked me to assist him with Sandile's surgery today. Unfortunately, Megan's not here. I'm feeling quite heart-sore and obviously very nervous for her. But I just pray that it'll all go well today and that she'll pull through this.
Something is very, very abnormal here. There's a lot of adhesions here that should not be here, because everything should be loose. The intestine, you should be able to take it out completely. I'm not sure, this might look like a cancerous thing. This is a big problem. The only thing I can do is to remove this obstruction, and to make sure I'm also going to take a biopsy and get that analyzed. What concerns me, everything is almost like deformed here. I almost get a feeling that because there's a lot of adhesions inside as well, that we do have a bit of some other pathological problem there. Most probably that came with old age. So basically what we've done now is we removed the obstruction, but the intestines doesn't look in a good shape at all. We removed the primary obstruction now, and we're going to stitch it up and wait for the result to come back. In the meantime, we'll keep it on a drip that it doesn't eat. And as soon as everything is healed up inside, we will start to feed it again. But unfortunately, I do not think the prognosis is good at all here.
This was a major surgery for Sandile. Obviously, I really hope she pulls through, but I think we also have to be realistic and just take it as it comes and see what happens. Little time has passed now since Sandile had her operations, and unfortunately, she didn't survive. A very, very special part of the Shamwari family is now gone. You know, we wanted to do more, but at the same time, she was a wild animal, you know. And it's life. Animals live, they die. as much as you want to really try and do everything in your power to help and extend her life, you've also got to realize that her life, without being able to hunt naturally and live naturally, would not have been a leopard's life. This is where Sandile was laid to rest, yeah? Out of respect for her and gratitude for her time on Shamwari, we've named her Sandile's Rest. It's an area that she really, really loved to come to. She was here a lot. These mountains just behind us here, she had all 4 litters of cubs in those hills. This was one of her favorite places. Just come sit. It's a beautiful lookout for her to see what animals were around. This place brings a lot of memories and emotional sort of components of my life at Shamwari. You know, in 12 years, I've spent at least sort of an hour every day with her, you know, just her and me. When you're driving around the reserve, working, doing whatever, you come around the corner and you see a spot and you remember what happened there with her. The time that she killed 4 red-hearted beast youngsters, but like within probably a 30-meter radius. I mean, imagine the speed of that. She was an unbelievable huntress, you know, but yet at the same time she was so gentle. I mean, I've never ever in my life heard of a leopard killing an adult female eland, and she did that, you know. But at the same time, she was that very soft-natured, gentle soul that would invite me in to come and see her newborn cub, you know. Let me be part of the hunting process. It was just I wouldn't ever say that I was special. I was just lucky that she chose me and she was special. Every now and then I like to just quietly come up here on my own, just for a bit of solitude and remembrance, and have a nice quiet little whiskey.
Next time on Shamwari Untamed, a male leopard arrives.
Okay.
The team's firefighting skills are put to the test.
If we put this out, we must put it out now.
The jackal pups settle into their new home.
Their teeth and their claws have all grown and are much sharper.
And Rodney finds a big problem in his garden.
This chap coming into camps is a problem.
Good idea to get out of the way now.
Coming up on Shamwari Untamed, a male leopard arrives.
Okay.
The team's firefighting skills are put to the test.
If we put this out, we must put it out now.
The jackal pups settle into their new home.
Their teeth and their claws have all grown and are much sharper.
And Rodney finds a big problem in his garden.
This chap coming into camps is a problem.
Good idea to get out of the way now.
Senior ecologist John O'Brien decided to introduce a male leopard onto Shamwari to improve the genetic diversity of the resident leopard population. On his way to the temporary leopard enclosure, John finds a black rhino calf in the road.
It's totally unnatural behavior for a black rhino to be on its own like this, especially one so young. And this looks like that youngster that at one stage we battled to get back together with its mom after it was injured by that other black rhino bull, which means there is a history of fighting. Let's just go forward a bit. As horrible as it is to see this youngster here and not know where the mother is, at least it's fortuitous timing that we know that there might be a problem. There's a youngster still sitting there. Is the mom there? Great. There's mom. Okay, this is really great. I really got worried there for a second there. See, sometimes you jump to conclusions. Hello, my girl. Hey? It's quite unnatural for a black rhino to be so relaxed. But you know, she's starting like this now. Next thing you know, she's just going to charge. You see the fork-tailed drongos following them, the birds. Because as the rhinos move, they disturb the insects. And then the birds just get the insects from the rhino's path. You know, seeing that youngster on the road on its own like that, you automatically assume that there's a problem. The one animal that I think excites any conservationist more than anything, the black rhino. It's so unpredictable.
Introducing a leopard successfully to the reserve is a prolonged and challenging process.
What's going to have to happen, he's going to have to go into a holding facility for about a month or so, just so that he can settle down, get used to the area, the environment and all the rest. He doesn't come from too far from here, but still, we don't want him to sort of be released and then try and head back to where he came from. The plan is to anesthetize the leopard in the crate so that we can put on a satellite collar and then give him the opportunity to actually wake up in peace and quiet in his new environment.
Okay, the way he was lying down, I think I'll go for his boat, eh?
Oh yeah, boat's this side.
Oops. But he might grab this now, eh?
That's a problem.
Tricky part is to look as well, yeah, now.
You'll have to put your eye right next to it. Okay, Johan, you must go a little bit more away from you.
Sure, this way?
Yeah, sort of like away, yeah, correct. And then you're about 5 centimeters, eh?
Yeah, can I stab?
Yeah, stab. There we go, man. Nice.
Now that I've anesthetized the leopard, we have to wait about 6 minutes for the drug to take effect. The last thing that you want is a leopard to be awake when you open the crate.
For the period that the leopard's going to be in the boma, we're obviously going to have to feed him. And the concept of putting a breast buck into the boma before he wakes up is so that as he wakes up, one of his first reactions is going to be to feed so that he doesn't immediately try and find an escape route out of here.
He's still blinking the eyes, but I think we can work, eh? Okay, shall we drag him out and get him there?
Alright, this is just a collar from where he comes from. This one hasn't got the satellite capabilities. We've got a satellite collar. The nice thing about this is it's got the normal VHF and the satellite modes in it, so that'll help us a lot to manage and get this animal settled. Alright, Megan, will you do the microchip? Alright, so this is a microchip that Megan's just put in. It's just going to be this specific leopard's identification if you want. It's a legal requirement that we have to have it. So Johan, if you can see if you can get urine, and then if you wouldn't mind giving it a full medical, please, man. Okay, no urine.
Nothing.
Nothing.
That is not empty, he's just holding it there.
Okay, it's coming.
Now, what are you going to do with that, John?
I don't know, I just thought I'd put it round about Harfield there in southwards, just to get some of the other females used to the idea that there's a new male around, you know?
It smells strong, eh?
Jeez, it's probably be enough, eh? Now that we know he's healthy, we're going to move him into the shade next to his food, and he can wake up quietly. We could have parked closer. Alright, everything I think went well this morning. That's going to wake up now in the next few hours. But the real test will be, firstly, does it stay in this holding facility? And then once we release it from here, does it stay on the reserve? Really happy we got him today.
The leopard will be left to wake up without any human presence so that he can peacefully settle into his new territory. While the leopard explores his new surroundings, vet nurse Megan has her hands full at the rehabilitation center.
The jackal pups are now 3 weeks old. It's scary to see how quickly they've grown.
Hello, my puppies. Hello, guys. Hello, is it feeding time?
Before I feed the jackal pups, I place them all in a box so that I at least have control over them and know which ones I'm feeding.
This is the 3rd week we've had them now. And as you can see, they've gotten much bigger. Their teeth and their claws have all grown and are much sharper. Like you can see, we're holding on to the teeth here. Careful. Okay, who's next? Hey, Pinky. Hello. Here we go. No. Okay, that one is stupid. There we go, my angel. Let go. Let go. Let go. No. Let's not all fight. As you can see, they're already survival of the fittest and all fighting to eat more. Let go, my love. Let go.
It's really difficult to control them as they've gotten so big. So it's really difficult to find out who's been fed and who hasn't.
I know I fed you.
I know I fed you.
Did we not feed you? You can't have a double shot. No. Have you had? No. Okay, let's hope it's this one. Look. Let go. Okay, now you've had. Why are we crying? Why are we crying? Hey? Look at that one over there jumping around in the grass. Being in this enclosure, they get very hot very quickly, so they're looking for the shade. So that one's probably trying to burrow into the ground there, but it's only getting into the lucerne. Oh, you're giving me kisses. It's quite amazing that such wild animals can be so relaxed.
Once they are released, we need them to be as wild as they can, because obviously once they're on the reserve, we don't want them to approach people. They've got to behave like normal jackals and look after themselves. So
we actually don't want too much human interaction with the animals here at the rehab center.
For now, it's all right, but like I say, in a couple of weeks' time, we're going to have to stop with all this love.
On Shamwari, every day brings a new challenge, and today's challenge is rather large.
Adult elephant bulls go through cycles in their life where their blood testosterone levels go quite high. During these periods they mate, but they're also very aggressive and sometimes highly irritated. At Shamwari we've seen where they break gates, entering the gardens at lodges and even chase vehicles. They can be very, very dangerous during these periods. If an elephant bull in must enters a lodge or a private garden, we have to get him out as soon as possible without hurting himself or anybody else in the process.
My wife and I just arrived back home from work after a long day, and we found this uninvited guest that had broken open our water reservoir, and he was having a blast. And I had to call Andrew, the head ranger, to come and sort out our little problem.
So obviously this chap coming into camps and accommodation and housing areas, and that it can be a little bit of a problem. And the thing that we don't want is for people to chase the animal, because that animal builds up a memory bank of an individual person who was chasing him out or trying to get that animal away. So what we've started doing is using the drone to basically come in, chase the animal away. It's non-invasive. It associates that with helicopters and sort of mechanical noises and that, so nothing to do with people, and it keeps the rangers safe on guided walks. Conservation will be looking at doing hormone treatment on some of these animals, coming to these accommodation areas purely for an attention-seeking type behavior where they know they're going to get a reaction. But obviously the first thing we want to do is just get the animal out as quickly as we can without disturbing the animal or destroying the accommodation.
Today, the team will do a controlled burn in the northern part of the reserve.
Yes, all right, let's go fill up.
Managing the vegetation is a vital component for sustaining a healthy ecosystem.
Okay, so we're on our way up to the north to try and do a controlled burn today. Just filling up all our equipment at the moment. We've got 3 bucky suckies which we take up, which is probably about 2,000 litres of water. John O'Brien's gone ahead of us. He's going to have a look and assess the situation at the moment just to see what the winds are doing. So as soon as we've finished up, then we'll go and link up with John, and then we'll see how far we go. So we'll see how it goes today.
Today's a perfect day to burn. It's a nice warm day. We've got about a 2-3 meter per second wind. When we burn an area, what happens is we got nice fresh shoots that start coming out, so it helps us to help move animals. So once the new green grass comes through and it's all good, there's water in the area, you'll find animals will move into this area quite quickly. For the last year or so, it's been quite devoid of the herbivores, but that'll change, and it's just a way of trying to create rest for other parts of the reserve. Here we got quite a nice example of what we call indigenous encroachers. This is the blue bush or Tyronia. Okay, now where it grows, it actually almost sterilizes the soil around it and the grass dies. And you can just see how around it here there's very little grass happening. But although it kills the grass below it, what it often does is it creates an environment for succulents to grow. So it's a fine line between maintaining biodiversity but also looking and making sure that we have enough grass for the animals as well. So conditions are perfect. I'm just waiting for the rest of the team to get here and then we'll start.
Guys, just remember the safety when it comes to fire, guys. Please, fire is dangerous. Remember, the safest place, guys, when there's fire burning is where it's burnt already.
The reason why we make fire breaks is so when we're doing controlled burns, we don't get any runaway fires. We are starting at different points and we're working towards each other, burning the fire breaks.
Okay, there we go.
And as soon as we have finished and completed that, then we'll start the real burn.
Mommy, you must come up, hey, maak seker hy voor hy loop net daar by die bome, né? Okay, we're just gonna go slowly until we get around this corner. We gotta be careful. We mustn't jump over here. Are you all good still behind?
Jump's going in.
Okay, copy, John. I just gotta get this out here before I come across that side.
Joseph came a little bit panicky over the radio saying there's a big jump. It's a little bit out of hand, but I think we should get on top of it.
Okay, Joseph, I'm coming around.
Mommy, let's move it. Let's move, Mommy.
I'm going to go just make sure that the fire we were at.
Kim, ek gaan aan die vuur, ek gaan aan die vuur. Ja, ons is amper daar, man. Ons is amper daar. Apa. Right, so that's what happens when things go wrong. But we had a little jump there. Things went a bit hectic for a couple of minutes, but I think we've got it all under control for now. But yeah, it just shows you how quickly fire can jump and spring and just start a whole lot of trouble there. That's all part of the excitement. Drone 5 meters and we should be on the corner, so we're going to let it burn in again. We'll wait for you.
All right, our fire breaks are in place now, so everything's ready. So now comes the time when we actually do the bulk burn. And what's going to happen is Bruce is going to start from that side and I'm going all the way around. And Lolo and I are going to start this side. We always make sure we burn from 2, maybe 3 sides, but never ever from 4 sides, because then it just becomes a death trap for anything that may be in there. So you've got to think of the animals when you do this as well. So Lolo's going to start here, and he's going to burn around. And as it burns around that way, so it'll also go this way. And then Bruce is going to start where we finished off the fire break, coming back. I think we better move, but I think this is going to be a seriously impressive fire.
We started the fire from our side, and all the fire breaks are in place, so now we can sit back and relax.
I think we're going to come your way. It's going to start getting hectic over here soon.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan as well. So everything seems to have gone well today. As you can see, we've burnt quite a big section around us. There's probably a good couple of 100 hectares here that we've burnt. We had one little mishap earlier, but other than that, all went very well. There's a couple of flames still burning, which we'll just let burn overnight. And yeah, we're expecting rain hopefully in 2 days' time. So I think everything's going to hopefully look really good.
After the last incident where an elephant, bull and must came into a garden, we decided to administer a vaccine called Improvac. This treatment forms part of a national elephant management program to contracept elephant bulls in smaller herds. Before we can use this vaccine, we have to find the troublemaker. Conrad, the Shamwari student coordinator, and his vets are looking for the bull.
Today we're looking for an adult bull elephant that has apparently been giving problems around the lodges. So we're going to see if we can find him, and then we'll call in the veterinarian. So we're looking for Wonka. We just named him Wonka because one of his tusks sort of curled slightly upwards, and if you look at the elephant from the front, it almost looks like he's got these wonky set of tusks. He's over 30, he's one of the older bulls here, so we're just going to see if we can find him. He's currently not with this group. So a young bull like this, he's roughly about 18 years old, so he'll probably start going into musth when they're about 20, 22, depending on the area. He would probably only mate a bit later in his life, depending on what the social structure looks like on Shamwari, and that's also why it's important to do all this monitoring. There he is now. That's the bull that Johan, the veterinarian's been looking for, so I'm just going to quickly give him a call. Hello, Johan. Yeah, we found this elephant bull here at Nyoni Drive. Yeah, he's quite relaxed. He's just here in the thickets here.
Conrad found the elephant, so now I have to get there as quick as possible before they lose track of his location. We use a very strong anesthetic called thionyl. Only 1.2 milliliter of this drug ensures that this 6-ton elephant bull stays down. Today, Conrad's students will also be joining us.
If he does charge and I drive off, hold tight, eh?
Ah, that's good. Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to keep the engine.
Okay, Conrad darted, but it's unfortunately following the riverbed here, we'll see. It takes 5 to 10 minutes for the drug to take effect. What if we should get a little bit of a better view, John? We have to keep a close eye on him to ensure that he stays out of the water, otherwise he might drown. It's effective, I would say. You think he's going to go down right there? We were quite fortunate. This bull went down exactly where we wanted him. If we went about 30 meters that way, we would have been in the river and we would have been in serious trouble. He's in must. We can see he's weeping here for the temporal gland. At a bad direction, he's dribbling urine all the time. This is the injection. This we can actually just dart. But if we just darted with this and don't anesthetize or mobilize him, we can't take the blood samples. And we have to repeat this in about 6 weeks' time again. So we want to give it deep intramuscular. That's our injection. And then I just want to take a couple of blood samples as well. Can you just keep this vein closed there? We have to repeat this in about 2 weeks' time, and after that about every 5 months. It's not really necessary to immobilize them every time, but for the sake of comparing the testosterone levels, I think we'll most probably do it for at least 3 to 4 times. And after that, I think we can just start him. You know, if this is effective and it works nice, I can actually try it on you as well.
Nothing will work.
Right, John, shall we just help him with that? Yeah.
One of the positive byproducts of this is that the testosterone levels get reduced, which means aggression is less, as well as any other aberrant elephant behavior.
Good idea to get out of the way now. So the anesthetic we mix with a tranquilizer. So we can only reverse the anesthetic, not the tranquilizer, so he's a little bit tranquilized though. Right, let's leave him.
Next time on Shamwari Untamed. The leopard adapts well to his new surroundings.
The plunger is down, so he should go down quite soon.
Johan performs surgery on a buffalo. An extraordinary elephant sighting. And the team receives devastating news.
One of the neighboring reserves had 3 rhino poached.
There we go.